Hello. Hello, Brian Davenport, Nor-vise ambassador here. A little fly for you. This is John Barr's Slump Buster. The hook he used was a TMC 5263, which is a 3/8 long hook, and he would tie the Slump Buster in a size 4 to 10. I have fire hole, and it is 860, and we're tying it in a size 4. Nice thing about these is it has that big hook gap right there, and it's sharp. So I'm going to take this one and use it out when I go bass fishing here in another week or so. So using the bigger gap hook. We have, for thread, you use 6/0 black. We have a tungsten bead on there. This is a medium-sized tungsten bead. You can use large, small, depending on how deep you want it to get. As John Barr said, this is definitely a chuck and duck. Gets quite heavy, and it's really quite simple to tie. Materials we're going to use is a pine squirrel zonker strip. This is Blue Ribbon Flies. It's a micro pine zonker strip, and it's in natural. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure the length. No, we're not. We're going to put our thread on here first. Just testing you. All right. So we're going to dress our hook. Bring that back about where the gouge would be. Now we're going to measure it. You'll notice we've got the hair going to the back. Okay. So I want the hair to point to the rear, and we want that to be just about the length of the hook. All right, a little bit long, that's okay. All right, so we want to wet our fingers, move that hide over out of the way, or the hair out of the way, so we can get right to the hide. And we're going to tie that right in on top. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and give it a couple wraps in front, a couple more wraps over top, lock it down good. Now we're going to come up about just a little bit behind the cone. And our next material is going to be some brassy gold wire. This is UTC brassy. And what I like to do, tie that in on my side, go back a little bit, bend that over. Purpose for this, once you tie it in and go back over itself, there's no way it's coming out. No way possible. And before we take that all the way back, we're going to grab our next material, and this is sparkle braid, and this is red pearl. The original pattern called for gold sparkle braid, and I don't have any gold. All right, so we're going to wrap this right back. Now we're going to bring our thread up. a little bit behind the cone. Half hitch there. And one of John Barr's tricks that he would do is he would take and he would wrap one wrap behind the tail with the sparkle braid. That would keep the tail up and from fouling so much. And then we just want to go ahead and wrap this forward. Okay, got that sparkle braid wrap forward. Let's go ahead, a couple wraps to tie that off. That out of our way. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to grab our rabbit strip, or I'm sorry, our pine squirrel. Bring that up to the eye, or to the bead. A little saliva there to separate it. Get that in there. Lock it down. I don't want to cut that off just yet. Because now what we're going to do is we're going to lift that up and we're going to bring our wire through there. Separate that hair out so you don't bind it down too badly. And this also helps keep the zonker strip, makes it pretty much bulletproof. And you can use this for trout, bass. It's a nice little slim profiled minnow imitation. All right, caught back up there to our thread. Let's go ahead and tie this off. Now we're just going to helicopter that off. Take a little bit. There we go. Now what we're going to do, I don't have my hair clip. That rabbit out of, or squirrel out of the way. Take our thread and put a little bit of super glue on there. Set that out of the way so we don't knock it over. Now we're going to go ahead and wrap that through there. Do a half hitch. Break our thread. That was just to let you know that it can be done by anybody. Reset our bobbin real quick. Clean up our mess. All right. Now we're back on track. What we want to do is we get that pine squirrel. We're going to wrap it. I'm going to index the vise, tighten that up so I can index it. You see we're wrapping and we're pulling that back. Trying to make sure that we have our cone to where it's not going anywhere. And that right there is it. So now what I'm going to do is I want to tie this off. And let us cut our squirrel out of the way. And then I'm going to put a little bit more super glue on there. Hold everything out of the way. Give that some wraps. Then we'll go ahead and whip finish right behind that bead. That super glue that we've got on the other thread, when this wraps over it, it'll lock it all in place. There's that. And there you go. A Barr's Slump Buster. You can fish this, like I said, for trout, bass. You can do it in any color. I suppose if you wanted to use a bigger hook, you could use the small rabbit strips. But this is the Slump Buster. That was the way he intended it, was for pine squirrel. Hope you like it. Tie some up and take them out and give them a fish. See how it works for you. Thank you.